the Beatles, British musical quartet and a global cynosure for the hopes and dreams of a generation that came of age in the 1960s. The principal members were John Lennon, Paul McCartney, in full Sir James Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr, by name of Richard Starkey. Other early members included Stuart Sutcliffe and Pete Best. Led by primary songwriters Lennon and McCartney, the Beatles evolved from Lennon's previous group, the Quarrymen, and built their reputation by playing clubs in Liverpool and Hamburg over 3 years from 1960, initially with Stuart Sutcliffe playing bass. The core trio of Lennon, McCartney, and Harrison, together since 1958, went through a succession of drummers, including Pete Best, before inviting Starr to join them in 1962. Manager Brian Epstein molded them into a professional act, and producer George Martin guided and developed their recordings, greatly expanding their domestic success after they signed with EMI Records and achieved their first hit, Love Me Do, in late 1962. As their popularity grew into the intense fan frenzy dubbed Beatlemania, the band acquired the nickname the Fab Four. Epstein, Martin or another member of the band's entourage was sometimes informally referred to as a fifth Beatle. By early 1964, the Beatles were international stars and had achieved unprecedented levels of critical and commercial success. They became a leading force in Britain's cultural resurgence, ushering in the British invasion of the United States pop market. The Beatles are the best-selling music act of all time, with estimated sales of 600 million units worldwide. 5. They are the most successful act in the history of the US Billboard charts, holding the record for most #1 albums on the UK Albums Chart, 15, most #1 hits on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart, 20, and most singles sold in the UK, 21.9 million. The band received many accolades, including 7 Grammy Awards, for Brit Awards, an Academy Award, for Best Original Song Score for the 1970 documentary film Let It Be, and 15 Ivor Novello Awards. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1988, and each principal member was individually inducted between 1994 and 2015. In 2004 and 2011, the group topped Rolling Stone's lists of the greatest artists in history. Time magazine named them among the 20th century's 100 most important people.